In today's video on real estate in Turkey, we will show you a one-bedroom apartment in the center of Antalya. The buyer has paid 27,500 euros only. Let's look closer at the deal, the apartment, and listen to what the owner has to say. Our guest lives in the vicinity of Antalya, in one of the business areas of the city, where there are many offices, language schools, law firms, dental clinics, notary offices, translation agencies, driving courses, etc. Not everyone knows an interesting fact that real estate in the heart of Antalya is not as popular or of prestige as properties in the coastal areas of Konyaaltı and Lara. This is due to the fact that buildings, which are older, stand very densely. There is not enough space for swimming pools, car parking or shared area, which are must-haves for families with children. On the other hand, the real estate here is more affordable. Let's go and have a look at the apartment. The owner's name is Tatiana and we will show you her property right now. Hello Tatiana. Oh, hi Tatiana. I'm so pleased to be here in your cozy apartment, and I would like to ask you right away, how did you come up with the idea of moving to Turkey and buying an apartment here? I would say it was a purely spontaneous decision, but it must have been sitting in the back of my mind. For the first time, I visited Turkey a long time ago, probably in 2010. We were here as tourists and we liked everything very much, the time we spent, the service and the climate. Everything was enjoyable, and you know, I was amazed with Turkey in a way. It was so easy and relaxed. This time I took a ride around Antalya and I thought that the city changed a bit. There were new buildings, everything got better. It so happened that I had been living abroad for several years. I spent 2 years in Slovakia, but it didn't work out. The Slovaks decided that I was not the right type of person for them. Well, you know, the paperwork routine was much harder. That's why I came back home and I stayed there for 2 more years. I revisited Antalya last summer for vacation, and again I liked it. I got a new idea. Why don't I try living in here? When I returned home, I got enthusiastic about this idea again and started looking for opportunities. Now, moving on to your next question, how I found this apartment. Before that, could you share your requirements? What kind of apartment were you looking for exactly? I wanted a small, cozy apartment not far from the sea, but in Antalya only. I didn't consider other alternatives. Turkey is a vast, beautiful country with a lot of other options, but my heart was in Antalya, and I considered this city only. So I returned home with that idea, and I'm a person of action. If I have a plan, I must make it a reality. I started looking at what apartments were available in general, what the prices were, etc. I went through various sites, did some messaging WhatsApp and by email, but I must say I was not happy with the prices. You know, they were over my budget. And then I came across the site of your company, Tolerance Homes, and wrote a message. My first question was why your prices were so low. A representative explained to me that you provide direct offers from developers. You work with reputable developers only, you check the property and take care of the legal formalities to close the deal. As for the price, there are no extra fees. I liked it. Besides it, you respond very quickly. I received answers to my inquiries immediately. I confess I had a lot of questions. There were questions about money and taxes, registration and other vital issues. Before showing a property to our client, we spend enough time with them to understand their underlying needs, and only after that our specialists show them a range of options. In other words, a professional agency is trying to understand the client and their expectations first. And then, based on our 20-year experience of living in Turkey and working in this market, we recommend our client a location or a developer or a pre-owned property. It all depends on the budget of the client. May I ask you to say your budget? I was aiming at around 25,000 euros, 30,000 maximum. But as a result, Tolerance Homes found an apartment for you for $30,000, which is equivalent to 27,000 euros according to my calculations. Exactly, and it's a one-bedroom apartment. I put it squarely, the price satisfied me. First of all, I did not want to buy real estate in my country. In my hometown, this would be, well, a very lucrative deal. We also looked at a few other apartments and took some time to think it over. We thought of it, talked about it, discussed it, and finally decided to go for this apartment, which had a lot of advantages. This is our kitchen. Over here we have a fridge, a stove and cabinets. The cabinets were pre-installed and included in the price. The dishwasher was bought. Our balcony is over here. It's so spacious and great. We have installed an air conditioner. Now we are in our living room. There is a big screen TV. With my poor sight, I really needed to be this big. Let's get to our bedroom. We have installed an air conditioner here too, but we use it occasionally only. I bought the bedroom set as soon as I moved in. Look, our second balcony is large also. There's our small garden over there. We are going to plant roses and other flowers there. Our neighborhood is very close to the city center, but at the same time it's so quiet here and there is no traffic noise. Well, here is the bathroom, which is quite standard. A toilet and a shower, and everything in here came pre-installed too. You have an electric water heater, don't you? We have a solar water heating system, but we decided to install an electric heater to have hot water when it's cloudy. The furniture came with the apartment too. Everything was included in the price, this cabinet, this one and this one with a mirror too. The only thing we bought is the washer. These sliding panoramic French windows are great. In the summer you can go out into the garden, set the barbecue, chairs and even hang a hammock. The summer has not come yet, but we plan to make a little resting place outside. Tatiana, I know you also have a basement. Could you tell more about it? It's so exciting. Yes, the basement is, as they say, a godsend. Why? First of all, it's used as a storage room where we keep things for different household appliances, garden tables and chairs. I'm wondering if these are your premises. Yes, none of your neighbors can use them, is it right? Right, these are our premises. When we were looking at the apartment, they told us that we could set up a gym here. This is true. The basement is exactly under our apartment, and if necessary, we can arrange there a place for our guests visiting on vacation. Now, a few words about customer service. Has Tolerance Homes provided service to you after the purchase, and are you satisfied with it? Upon my arrival, I made a phone call and we agreed on a meeting. When we reached the office, all the documents were in place. Frankly, I was impressed. I showed up and was taken into a car right away. Chop chop, and all the documents were ready. There was almost no queue. Your colleague submitted the papers and recently the bills arrived in my name already. This is great, Tatiana, but here is another intriguing fact. You are from Simferopol, a city almost by the sea. Nevertheless, you have chosen Antalya, known as a seaside resort with all its beaches. And I wonder why you decided to buy an apartment here, not in your country. Well, first of all, if you want to buy an equivalent apartment in my country, let's say in a resort town like Yalta or Alushta, the prices will be of a high order of magnitude. You've chosen an option equivalent to one in Simferopol by size, but for less money and of better value. Now, the final question, would you recommend Tolerance Homes to those who consider buying property here in Antalya? Of course I would. If I decide to buy something else, I will definitely come to you. I am happy with everything. I told Yulia, the representative who worked with me, that I liked it all. Your support, the customer service, your website, how it's made and its content. The site is your image, the design is excellent, and you can find sufficient information on everything. If you still have questions, you can use a pop-up chat box, send a question, and the answer will arrive right away. Well, friends, you've seen with your own eyes, property is available in Antalya for 27,500 euros only. I'm surprised not less than you are. Subscribe to our channel to get professional advice, click the like button, leave your comments. Bye bye, see you next time on our YouTube channel, Life in Turkey.